And this brings me to my third example of divination in the early Christian period. And this example is an actual early Christian divination book that we have here at Harvard. It dates likely from the 5th or the 6th century. This book is very, very tiny. It measures less than 3 inches in height and in width. It could have fit in the palm of someone's hand. It's made of vellum. It's been tested, and it was sheepskin that was used. And the writing on it is in very fine uncials, a fine handwriting that kind of imitates the handwriting that would have been used for a biblical text. It's a text that in its very paleography, in the very script that it uses, claims a kind of authority for itself, a sophisticated style of writing. The text is titled The Gospel of the Lots of Mary. And within it, it contains multiple oracles. And we're not really sure how it would have been used, to tell you the truth. What's clear is that someone held it in their hand. And if you look closely at the text, you can see that it's been well thumbed. The middle of each page is dark with the stains of sweat and dirt from a ritual expert who would have held it and thumbed through the pages, trying to find an answer to the petitioner's questions. We can imagine the possibility that a petitioner in the 5th century or in the 6th century in Egypt, because the text is written in Coptic, the common language in Egypt at that time, that the petitioner would have come to the ritual expert who would have held a text like this in his or her hands and leafed through it to find an answer to the petitioner's troubles. It's a practice not unlike that we found at Kremna, although at Kremna it was a public practice in a public square of throwing the ostrogals and trying to find an answer from the god. In this case, we have a practice with a small book, a kind of bibliomancy where a given page would tell you the answer to the question that you held in your heart and that you discussed with the ritual expert about your future. Let me read you the incipit, or the introduction of the text, so that you can have a sense of the concerns that an early Christian might have brought to a ritual expert. The Gospel of the Lots of Mary, the mother of the Lord Jesus Christ, she to whom Gabriel the archangel brought the good news. He who will go forward with his whole heart will obtain what he seeks. Only do not be of 2 minds. The handwriting that looks like a biblical script, the reference to Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, these give a kind of authority to the text, a kind of religious sanction to it. The first oracle reads this way: O human, with their tongues they love you greatly, but their heart is far from you. And you know what happened to you before today, that you almost lost your life. In any case, they certainly lie in wait for you. The oracles in this small little divination device often talk about not fearing, about trusting in God. They give pieces of divine advice for the 5th or the 6th century Egyptian Christian who came to the ritual expert seeking some understanding of what might happen in his or her future, seeking some guidance in his or her path for the present.